All right, straight on to while we're in Thought of the Week, I want to talk about automation very briefly. This is just a quick thought for listeners, because I often see people embrace automation in their business to automate busy work. They see it as a way to scale busy work as opposed to impactful work.
Yes.
And so and this is just the takeaway, when you're looking at automation for your business, I know it kind of sounds weird that I'm going to say this. It's like, well, of course, start with your current manual processes that provide impact. They're the two things. What's time consuming and what's provides impact. Shouldn't have to say that. And as you hear it, you go, oh, of course. You automate those. And we've got some examples we're going to go through in a second. What not to do: automate all the busy work. So what's busy work? Sending outreach emails that don't work. So they'll often go, oh, we're going to go into sales automation. And what does that mean? We're just going to spam people. And then they say, oh, automation doesn't work. No, of course it doesn't work. Did it work when it was a manual process? No. Then it's not going to work just magically by scaling it with automation. So what are some of the things to look at? What provide value and what's time consuming? Here's some things to consider. Anything that you can do to stop things falling through the cracks.
Yeah.
So often that's internal notifications. Automation that just goes, oh, this contact hasn't been followed up in 3 days. This deal hasn't been acted on for a week. Okay, send an internal notification. That's automation in a way. It's actually just notifications. That stops things falling through the cracks. What else? Anything that reduces cognitive load. Oh, so you mean creating tasks automatically to remind me in a week's time to do something? Yeah. Does that mean it's out of your head? But yet there is something that will remind you? Great, use tasks. So these are simple things. People often think automation for the business requires all these digital transformation of processes. No, it's just the simple things. Reduce cognitive load. Anything that qualifies work to be done, e.g. lead scoring, or active lists based on engagement that then sends internal notification. See how we're talking a lot about internal stuff here?
Yeah.
That's really where processes and automation have impact. And anything that might be based on a process status. For example, this deal needs some kind of internal scoping or some kind of pre-sales work. Great, create a ticket that does that and people work through it and then updates the deal when that's done, notifies people. It's all around notifications and getting processes, keeping them going. And the key thing here is, again, not just automating busy work. Half the time we can accelerate the impact on a business just by going through their notification settings and say, turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. I'll keep that one on.
Yeah.
Right? Because what do people do? They come in, they turn on all the notifications. Of course, that's too many. It's overwhelming. It's annoying. They ignore them all. Or then they go and turn them all off. It's like, okay, now you've lost. These are the simple things. So the next time you hear someone talking about automating their business, start with these manual and impactful processes. Avoid the annoying things like external email spam and automating that. Does that make sense, Ian?
It does.
Have I explained that well?
Yes, you did explain that well. And I love the one about the cognitive load, because I don't think people are aware about the cognitive load on themselves when they're getting all these notifications. So one of the things that I did a few years ago, being a part of a mastermind, was to turn off all the notifications on my phone, or to be very intentional about not getting those notifications or scheduling them, right? So I only look at it at particular times, but I don't have a constant binging on my phone happening. And therefore I'm able to do work. And I've just gotten used to knowing there are certain people I want to let notifications through if there's an emergency, like my family and yourself. And then there are others I just go, I'll just do it later this afternoon. I'll do it while I'm having my lunch. So just understanding even that can make a massive difference to your day. And I'll just say one thing about the automation, right? I was talking to someone not so long ago, and they said, this is where I want to get to. I want to be able for the system to call, just get on the call and do my stuff, right? Thinking that they were already using all the tools, only to discover after we couldn't do certain things. I said, so just show me what you're doing now. And they were doing the manual process, right? But they had this idea of nirvana, of the system being able to automate their whole workflow and process, only to realize that you can't, because it still takes us to do stuff. And I think just understanding that, I was like, okay, well, let's just do this now to get some of this off your plate, and then we'll go into the next steps. And I think just bite-sized chunks, that's the thing. What is that one thing that you can change today that will make a difference? So you don't have to chew off the whole process, just one thing.
I think that's exactly right. And you've highlighted a good example. We've had clients who say, oh, look, we want to add automation to the business that when it goes from this deal stage to this deal stage, we want to automatically enroll them in a sequence that takes them through these 3 emails and follows them up and all of that. Like, oh, okay. Do you actually do that manually at the moment? No. Oh, do you do any follow-up at the moment? No. Oh, well, let's just get one thing going and then we can automate it. But you see what they've done? They've jumped into adding new stuff that they're not even doing now. So they think that's what automation is. It has to be new stuff. And I think what you and I are saying is just start with the stuff that you're doing now that you know is impactful.
That's right.